Have you ever had a teacher who risked your life because they thought it was a prank? Madison burst into our math class screaming that someone had a gun in the parking lot. My whole body went cold. Mr. Keller actually laughed at her. It's senior assassination week. That's a Nerf gun. Madison was shaking so bad she could barely stand. I know what I saw. This was real. He pointed at her seat. Sit down or you failed tomorrow's test. She sat down, but I saw her texting frantically under her desk. Then the lockdown alarm started blaring. Mr. Keller rolled his eyes. The seniors really went all out this year. He locked the door and kept teaching like nothing was happening. The principal's voice came over the intercom and she sounded terrified. This is not a drill. Lock all doors immediately. My heart was racing, but Mr. Keller shook his head. They really got the principal to play along. Then we heard footsteps in the hallway. They were slow and deliberate. They stopped right at our door. The handle jiggled and I thought I was going to throw up. Everyone stopped breathing. Thank God it was locked. The footsteps continued, but I couldn't stop staring at that door handle. Luis's phone exploded with texts from his mom. Active shooter at your school. Hide now. Are you safe? My stomach dropped so hard I felt dizzy. More phones started lighting up everywhere. All our parents were getting the same alert. Phones away, Mr. Keller snapped, but Madison's phone on her desk wouldn't stop buzzing. He grabbed it and his face went white when he read the screen. That's the office secretary, Madison sobbed. She says she's hiding under her desk. There's someone in the building with a rifle. Mr. Keller locked her phone in his drawer. This is getting out of hand. Someone's going to get expelled for this. The footsteps returned. They stopped at the room next door. We heard the handle rattle violently. Then nothing. I was gripping my desk so hard my knuckles were white. His desk phone rang with main office flashing on the screen. He let it ring. It rang again immediately. He actually unplugged it from the wall. I'm not playing this game, but his shirt was completely soaked with sweat and I could see his hands shaking. Crack. A door being kicked down the hall. Slam. Another one getting closer. I felt like I couldn't breathe. He's checking every room, someone whispered. Mr. Keller was still writing equations, but his hand trembled so bad the numbers were just scribbles. Outside, sirens wailed everywhere. Not one or two. It sounded like every cop in the city was coming. Through the door's narrow window, we saw teachers running past. Not walking, running. That's when it really hit me that this was real. Crash. 3 rooms away now. Mr. Keller finally stopped writing. He just stood there staring at nothing. Why won't you let us hide? A girl pleaded. Because this isn't real, he said, but his voice cracked completely. Thud. 2 rooms away. We could hear wood splintering. Next door. The crash was so loud everyone jumped. I thought I was going to pass out. Luis stood up. I'm calling 911. Mr. Keller pointed at him. You call anyone and you're suspended. But Luis already had them on speaker. The operator's voice filled the room. Officers are in the building. Stay locked. Suspect is armed. Do not open your door for anyone. Kids started crawling under desks. Others pushed furniture against the door. Mr. Keller just stood there motionless in the middle of the room like his brain had shut down. The destruction was getting closer. Madison begged Mr. Keller for her phone. My mom needs to know I'm okay. He just held his keys without moving and I wanted to scream at him. Then our neighboring classroom. The impact rattled our wall so hard that books fell off shelves. We waited. Footsteps approached our door. The handle twisted hard. Still locked. We all held our breath. I was sure I was going to die right there. Nothing happened. Then footsteps moving away. Someone pointed at the narrow window by our door. If he came back and looked through, he'd see all 32 of us sitting there completely exposed, just waiting to die. I stood up because I couldn't take it anymore. Everyone in the supply closet. Now. It was tiny, but we had to fit. Mr. Keller suddenly came alive. You can't leave your seats. This is my classroom. But we were already moving. All 32 of us squeezed into that closet and pulled the door shut. Mr. Keller stood alone in the empty classroom. We could hear him through the door. This is all a misunderstanding. 5 minutes felt like 5 hours. I was pressed against strangers trying not to cry. Then we heard it. Police! Hands up. Nobody move. Radios crackling. Running feet. Shouting. The closet door opened. An officer stood there. You're safe. We got him. We stumbled out with shaking legs to find Mr. Keller sitting at his desk, telling the officers this was just students with toys. Police were everywhere when we got outside. They'd been trying to reach our classroom for 20 minutes. The shooter never even made it to our hallway before they caught him. Security footage showed Mr. Keller unplugging the emergency call from the office while we sat there exposed. He kept insisting it was just seniors with toys while they cuffed him. They had recordings of 8 declined calls. Mr. Keller got 3 years.